Okay, this is going to be part 1 of 8. I'm going to be going over the villages inside of the Woodlands township. Start with Alden Bridge, so let's tune in. Okay, I'm going to throw up a map here so that you guys can really easily see. So these are the villages. We're going to start with Alden Bridge, which is what we're talking about today, Sterling Ridge, Cochran's Crossing, Indian Springs, Creekside, which happens to be the newest village. It was opened in 2007, and then Panthers Creek, Grogan's Mill, which was the first village, and that opened about 1974, and College Park. Okay, so the villages all have their own shopping centers. I will put up a little map and show you where they are for Alden Bridge. And then they all have their own pools, their own parks. So let me pop up a little display of the pools. You're gonna have Lakeside Pool and then Windvale. I am just gonna let this screen record of the list of pools roll for you. Sorry, not the list of pools, the list of parks. But it's a lot, there's a lot of parks. There are approximately 140 parks in the Woodlands, so there's a lot. You guys have seen my videos on how the kids ride their bikes to and from school and to and from the shopping centers to hang out. It's just a really active little township. So I'll show you on a map like all of the hiking and biking trails, like walking biking trails, but there's over 220 miles of them within the entire township. So something that I think is really, really cool about the way that the Woodlands was designed is there are multiple different types of housing in each of the villages. So for instance, in like on our little main road right here, we have a neighborhood that is townhouses that start at about $280. And then we have a neighborhood that is something called a patio home. I should touch on that now that I say it, but those are around $350. Still a single family home, it's detached. And then you have like a traditional single family home that starts at about $400 and goes up from there with the different styles of single family homes. So you can go as fancy as you want in any of the villages or not as fancy as you want. It's up to you and your budget. There are grocery stores and gas stations and restaurants in each of the village shopping centers, which makes it just so convenient and you don't have to really leave this little bubble, which is nice. Because each of the villages have their own little shopping center, you're never really far away. So like people ask, well, which village is better? Which village is this? Well, they all have the same thing and they were all designed the same way. So you just get to pick and choose what is closer to like I-45 or to 1488 if that's what you need. So it's kind of just your preference on where you want to be and maybe the age of the home as well. So Grogan's Mill is the oldest of the villages and it was, opened in 1974. So the homes in there are going to be older. They could probably use some renovating, but that's awesome if you're looking to put your own stamp on your new home. And then Creekside is the newest. That was opened in about 2007. So you're gonna have newer homes there. But since this video is specifically about Alden Bridge was opened in 1994. Now, the schools that I'm about to mention are located inside of Alden Bridge, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your child will be zoned to these schools if you live in Alden Bridge. Living in various parts of Alden Bridge could zone you to different schools, but these ones are physically in Alden Bridge. So you will have Bush and Buckaloo Elementary Schools, and then you also have Mitchell Intermediate School, which is the 5th, 6th campus. Okay, so I hope that was a little informative on Alden Bridge. There was a lot of info sprinkled in there just about the township in general and the other villages. So as I move through this series, we'll cover all of the villages and that's going to give you a better idea of the township as a whole. But that wraps it up for Alden Bridge. And just remember, I'm Felisha Hennessey and I can help you with your real estate needs in Southern California and in Texas.